Welcome back to the Cisco TV broadcast studio, coming to you live from the World of Solutions show floor right here at the RAI in Amsterdam. It's so good to have all of you with us here on the live stream. We have just finished up another great center stage session with Guy Dietrich, Senior VP and Global Innovation Officer at Cisco. So Guy was looking back at a phenomenal decade of the Country Digital Acceleration, or CDA program, and the transformative impact of CDA's strategic investments and partnerships across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Cisco has spent 10 years, it's hard to believe, in collaboration with customers and partners, driving innovation, strengthening digital infrastructure, powering communities. And at this very moment, Guy's team is out there hustling him off the stage and out of his microphone so he can come over here and join us in the studio, where I will get the chance to dive a little bit deeper with Guy and give all of you an exclusive behind-the-scenes interview with Guy and a special guest. So stay with us here on the stream. While he is making his way to us, we're going to go out to Rob, who is in the WAS at the CDA booth. Hey there, Rob.
Hey, so Steve, hang on for a second. I want to banter with you again for a moment.
Cool.
So you recognize how nice this car is, right? There's a Maserati, and there's a story behind it. We're going to hear the story in just a minute.
Okay.
But look at all the incredible technology that's on it. There's probably a lot that we can't see, but it's a beautiful Maserati, which drives like no other vehicle, right? I can't afford it, but I never thought about the fact that they probably wouldn't even want me driving it. So I am particularly excited about the autonomous driving, because that may be the only way I get to experience a vehicle like this.
I still wouldn't let you behind the wheel, Rob.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But hey, let me introduce you to Fabio. Steve, thank you so much. I'm going to walk over here, and he's going to be talking to Guy Dietrich, I believe, in just a moment. Yes. But Fabio, you have been part of CDA for Italy for the entire last 10 years, and really have been a great exemplar of the program. So I wonder if you could set this up for us and tell us what's important about the celebration. Congratulations, by the way. And what's good for us to understand. Welcome.
Yeah, CDA is built to help customers to accelerate digitization. Of course, digitization is not only technology, it's also organization that changes, processes that changes. So we help customers in the process of digitization to accelerate. For example, with education in collaboration with Networking Academy, in very critical areas like critical infrastructure, transportation, public sector, of course, but also in the private sector like industry, or for example, for healthcare, that is very critical to digitize. So we help them since the beginning to build new projects, and of course, we are at the edge of the innovation. That is very important. To do this, we work in an ecosystem in collaboration with others, because a customer doesn't expect only Cisco technology, but also to build a solution. So we work in collaboration with startups, with centers of research, universities, to create an overall project with higher value to help them to digitize. And here we have an example, for example.
Yeah, tell me, I love the sexiness of this example. Hands down, you guys nailed it.
You know,
this car is so beautiful. Yeah. And we have the university, we have the education.
Polytechnico Milan. Yeah, Polytechnico Milan is an excellence because it's an engineering university, one of the best in Europe. 30% of students come from abroad, not only Italian, for example.
Yeah.
And we start to collaborate with them because they are an excellence for autonomous driving. They know very well, for example, how to create new laws, because every country, there is not a European law. Every country has a different law for autonomous driving. So we are in a process to help also the public sector and the Ministry of Transportation to create the laws to speed up the autonomous driving projects. So we started to work with them with this car. Yeah. This car has run in the Mille Miglia historical race in 2023 in a smaller part, in 2024 in a bigger part, and now in the evolution we are bringing this technology in the cities with a different car. Is a Fiat 500. This is a utility car, for example.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, most used by cities, and not everybody can have a Maserati, for example.
City services.
And so we are running, for example, a new car sharing project for autonomous driving. No? And typically what's happened that the citizen at his house call, ask for the car service, the car in autonomous driving arrive, use the car, drive where he has to go in this destination, leave the car, and the car in autonomous driving come back to the center, and if it's an electric car, to recharge, for example, and give also sustainability in the project. So this is pure innovation in collaboration with the Polytechnic of Milan, so university, in collaboration with other company, to build an overall solution with the CDA program.
And I would imagine the students that are working on projects like this have dreams of going to work for a Maserati. I mean, those are coveted engineering positions, I would imagine, just as one small example.
Yes, yes. Of course, student has given a very important support, okay, because we need this kind also of innovation.
I like that interaction because that's where all of my energy comes from, is usually the youth.
Yes, yes. And of course, they are part of the project and they give us a big contribution. For this reason also, we are using Networking Academy to help them to understand how technology, Cisco technology, could help them to build a project. Because in this car, there is a lot of technology. Let me say that 30% is Cisco, but 70% is part of other company.
Which is a fantastic point to bring up in terms of what you do. I joked earlier calling you a matchmaker, and that's probably a gloriously unhelpful term in terms of all that you do, but you're responsible for promoting ideas and helping expose people to the benefits of digitization, but then bringing in all the necessary parties that ultimately are required when we talk about big societal change or things that are going to benefit the community at large.
Yes.
Taking those big next steps are not going to be about us selling routers and switches to the latest enterprise organization, right?
Absolutely. This is the reason, for example, when we start the CDA program, we start to work with the government, with the Prime Minister, because we need...
So you establish that first.
Yes, first. Yeah. Typically first, Chuck or Guy Diedrich go to the country and have an agreement with the Prime Minister, because we need also that the government will drive all the project and will help us to use this project, because the government has a strategic role to build new laws, to build new processes, and this is fundamental.
But they don't do it on their own.
No, they need our help.
And we don't do it on our own.
No, they need our help, and we need their help, of course, because they have the power to drive new rules, new laws, for example.
Yeah.
And so it's a very interesting and funny project, and we are very proud because we help to drive new evolution, new services for the citizen, and with sustainability, with new technologies, and
I think that's fascinating. Appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Thank you. I think we're going to go back and continue to dive a little bit deeper with Steve back in the studio.
We are indeed. Thank you so much, Robin. Thank you, Fabio, for walking us around that. That Maserati is just exquisite. All right, as promised, we've got the man and woman of the hour, Guy Dietrich, Senior VP of Global Innovation Officer here at Cisco. Guy, first of all, congratulations on a great center stage session a few minutes ago, and thank you for running straight over here to be with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Truly appreciated. And then, in this particular moment, we get to get very, very personal with all of this, which I really appreciate. So, Valeria Yonan, so glad to have you with us here, Deputy Minister of Foreign Euro Integration for the government of Ukraine. Nice personal part of this story, so we're really an honor to have you with us, Valeria. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's start kind of at the foundation. Let's talk about the collaboration between Cisco CDA and governments and really dive into that and put the two pieces together. So Guy, let's start with you for a moment. Valeria, I want your input too. Let's talk about what the CDA program is at its core and how it works on a daily basis.
Yeah, thank you. CDA was started 10 years ago. This is actually our 10th anniversary. And it was started as a result of digitization becoming a critical part of governments and their strategies. They had come out with these national digital agendas. And they really weren't sure what to do with them because they had paid a consulting firm an awful lot of money to develop it, and they got a PowerPoint.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, well, they got a PowerPoint, and Cisco stepped in and said, listen, we're going to turn it into a national digital architecture for your country, individual projects, budgets, and execution plans, and we would be first money in. We would fund pilots and proofs of concept to help them mitigate the risk and really experience the power of digitization. Well, that was 10 years ago. Now we're in 50 countries around the world. 50 world leaders have chosen Cisco to help them make some of the most important decisions they'll make as a country for their citizens over the next 20 years. We've done over 1,600 individual projects. It's just a remarkable program, and of course Ukraine has been such an important part of our success.
Incredible. We talk so often about Cisco trying to make a positive impact on the world beyond the technology that we build and the partnerships that we're able to create. And in this particular case, this is boots on the ground work. This is exactly what it's all about. So Valeria, you've been not only a driver behind all of this, but a beneficiary of all of this as well. What has your experience with CDA been?
Well, I would say that they are not just trying, but they succeed with CDA program. Ukraine is a very extraordinary case. So in our case, the Ministry of Digital Transformation was created in 2019. So we were the newest ministry in the Ukrainian government, and we really work to build the most convenient digital state in the world. So we have some great results, but of course it won't be possible with a great partnership with private sector partners and with such projects as Country Digital Acceleration Program, which really helps with expertise, with support all the way. So for these 3 years that we are working together since the signing of MOU, we have implemented really a huge number of projects and products which really change lives and help to change lives of citizens.
And I love that aspect of the story. We don't talk about it enough. We love to dive deep into the data. We love to dive deep into the technical capabilities. What we tend to sort of gloss over is what is the real experience in terms of outcomes for human beings. So I'm so glad that you touched on that.
So first of all, let's start with the education. When it comes to building the most convenient digital state in the world, you need that people have at least basic level of digital literacy. So we are doing lots of great things on upskilling for digital skills and for reskilling. So preparing citizens and making them future ready for the professions of the new world. Another great thing is CDTO Campus, where we are preparing the next generation of digital leaders for public sector, and it's really important. If we want to build a safer and digital world, we need, talented but also skilled ministers, deputy ministers, teams all over the world. So we are starting with Ukraine right now, and we already have taught more than 450 students all over Ukraine. That's huge.
That's
if
huge.
you would see, if you would count its digital teams as well. So this is something that we can see real impact then in policies, in some concrete products, and basically, in the end, it has an impact on citizens' lives as well. Then I can't but mention our state super app, DIA, which is used by 22 million of Ukrainians. And one of the best services that was featured last year in Time Best Inventions of the Year is e-marriage. So this is a possibility to have a marriage fully online. This is a full cycle from proposal to actually receiving a marriage certificate via DIA. So this is, lots of great examples. I believe Guy could also add to that with the great projects on the energy side as well.
That's right. One of the things that we've been trying to do is to support all of the needs that we possibly could in Ukraine. And you can imagine from the actual outbreak of war, from the full-scale invasion, from that moment to today, there's just been an evolution of requirements and needs. And we've been able to pivot very quickly. So as the energy grid is attacked, we're able to keep it up and running together with Mikhaila Fedorov and others in Ukraine. We're also able to provide connectivity so that people can stay in touch with each other, even in the midst of what is really a war-torn region right now. And we're able to skill people up because, I'll give you a quick example. When the invasion first happened, you saw a massive exodus of women and children. They had to leave, and most of their partners' husbands turned around and went back to fight the war. Well, when they realized it wasn't just going to be 2 or 3 days, that it was going to be weeks and months and now years, they realized they needed to get skilled up, and they needed to get jobs, and they needed to provide for their families away from Ukraine. And so we were able to train up 10,000 Ukrainian women using the Networking Academy providing skills around cybersecurity, networking, programming, so that they could be employed and provide for their families. We are just there for them as their needs transition, as their needs evolve. We do the very best we can to meet those needs.
This is just an incredible, incredible story, and it's one of those stories that really puts dimension on everything that Cisco is and Cisco does. Guy, thank you for the incredible work that you've done, not only over the past 10 years, specifically in the case of Ukraine. Valeria, thank you for bringing this story to us. It's a story that we don't get to hear all that often, so we're really grateful for your presence here at the show and for helping to share that story with us. Both of you, congratulations.
Thank you.
And well done, CDA. Just keep on going, rocking it out. Really good to have you here with us. We are going to take a very quick break. Where am I? Back over here? Back over here? Back over here. Yeah, sure, why not? So we're going to take a very, very quick station break for a moment. But while we do that station break, we're going to have a little hacking fun. Don't go away. Enjoy the video. I'll see you back here in just over 1 minute. Here we go.